If high-ticket coaching feels almost impossible right now, you're not imagining it. You can have a good offer, post consistently, start conversations, even get people on a call, and still get those annoying like, yeah, I'll think about it, now is not the right time, that is too expensive, and other objections that both you and I know that are BS. So eventually, a lot of high-ticket coaches start asking themselves, do they need a better offer, more audience, are these leads just not qualified? But there is a major flaw in high-ticket coaching that a lot of people are not aware of. And this makes it much more difficult to sell, especially today in 2026, 7 and beyond. I generated over $500,000 with 5,700 people in my audience, right? Really small audience. And most of it, especially in the last couple of years, I did without calls. So first, I want to show you why high-ticket coaching model feels so attractive, yet so many people are failing at it, what is the actual flaw in the model, and what to do instead. To do this, I want to jump to the screen. So let's cover what makes high-ticket coaching so attractive. So many people actually sell you on this idea, usually because they want to sell you on high-ticket coaching, and they tell you, hey, you just need whatever, 3 sales at $3,000, and you're at that 9K, which is like six-figure business, or maybe you need 2 sales at just 5K coaching offer and you make those 10K a month, right? Or maybe if you sell at 2K, like you just need 5 sales a month at $2,000 and you're again at that magic 10K a month. And that's true. They're good at math. Imagine if you make 2 sales at $5,000, you make $10,000. That's amazing, right? And so many people are like, yeah, that makes sense, right? Yet so many fail. And why is that? But here is why that is not working as well right now. So for someone to pay, let's say $3,000 for your coaching, right? They need to be sold on you, right? On your method. They need to trust that you will get them there and that they can pull it off. And if they met you yesterday, they watched 2 of your reels and read 1 of your posts, that's usually not enough to buy. And yet, most of high-ticket coaching looks like this. You drop content, again, it can be like reels, Facebook posts, YouTube videos, it really doesn't matter. Some people even run ads, right? And usually, they push people to either like the DMs, the webinars, VSLs, and these things tend to lead to a call. Sometimes they try to book a call directly from content, which I do not recommend, and then they try to close people. But the problem again is that there is no trust, they're not sold on you, they're not sold on your method, and you're asking too much of them too fast. Strangers, most strangers I should say, are not ready to hand you a couple of thousands of dollars of their hard-earned money, especially in today's economy, just like that. This process used to work, and I personally did it back in 2020 and 2021, and it was much easier. I would be able to drop like a long form post on Facebook, chat with someone back and forth a bit in Messenger, and they would pay $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 or more, right? Like it was possible, and this is why some coaches are still teaching it. But it's 2026 now, not 2020, and this is not working as well. You probably all heard that analogy where they tell you it's like asking someone to get married with you on your first date. Like, it's maybe a bit of exaggeration, but it's what it is. If you expect someone to pay you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 after whatever, even after a week of them following you, most people will not do that. I'm not saying that will not happen, that's not happening today. For most people, if you don't have a huge authority and like exceptional sales process and godly marketing and content, it's probably not happening, right? For most coaches, it's not happening, especially because coaches are usually good in what they are doing, not the best at marketing and sales, which makes it even more difficult. So the truth is that this old model from 2020 is not working as well. Even though math does check out, if you sell 2 programs at 5K this month, you made 10K, congrats. They just don't tell you that to make this 5K, it's much more difficult. Now, this also has some really bad consequences for a lot of coaches. So number one, every kind of like lead that was potential client that you try to squeeze into your high ticket and they don't buy, you probably lost them as a future buyer as well. So you're essentially like burning leads and buyers. And this turns into no show on calls, people ghosting you after you follow up, people not committing, people not buying, right? And a lot of coaches just conclude, oh, my offer is not working, let's launch something new, let's do something else. And they enter this endless cycle of pain, if you will. So I want to show you the model that I've been using that has been working extremely well It doesn't require you to jump on sales calls, to run ads, or to have big audience. So if you check these 3 boxes and you're like, okay, sounds good, well, let's cover it. This is my sophisticated model, right? We have high ticket. I still do high ticket. This is where I think I make most of my money still. I do low ticket as well. And most people who got burned here with high ticket went to the low ticket train, but low ticket has their own host of issues, and I'm gonna cover that in a different video. By the way, if you wanna learn more about landing clients with AI, saving time, all this good stuff, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. So anyways, I'll cover this low ticket in a different video. Now, what most people, it doesn't even cross their mind, is the mid ticket. And mid ticket is technically, say, between 100 and 1,000 bucks. But what I found that works the best for me, at least lately, is $200-300 up to $500-ish dollars. And there are many reasons for it. And what I'm not saying is that it's just about the price. If you sell $500 things, you'll make high ticket clients. That's not what I'm saying. There are more pieces to the puzzle, but this is one of them and I want to tackle it. Now, why mid-ticket? Why a couple of $100s? Many things happen. So first, as we established, just leading to stranger with a couple of $1,000s to sell them your coaching is not really working, right? Low ticket has their own host of issues. You need huge volume, and those $17 buyers are not likely to become 5K clients. But again, more about it in another video. So why then mid-ticket? First, you don't need as much trust to sell $100 offer as you do to sell $3,000 or $5,000 offer. You need much less trust. The sales cycles are much shorter. So to close someone for high ticket, sometimes you need months of following up, right? Whereas with mid ticket, people might see it and might buy it on a spot. It's not an impulse decision like it is with low ticket, but it's much easier to say yes to give $300-400 than it is, again, to give $5,000. So that is one reason. Number two, you still don't need huge volume. You don't need to have hundreds of thousands of people in your audience to make the math work. Again, I have 5,700 people, which is like super small audience. But even then, like a lot of these people I accumulated over the years, they're not active right now. They're doing something else. They gave up, right? So even that is not the accurate number. It's probably much smaller than that. And yet, I'm making it work. I made over $500,000 with that small audience. And this is one of the reasons why. First, it's really easy to say yes. Oftentimes, I sell this offer with just Google Docs. It doesn't need to be like some sophisticated sales page. I can put together a simple Google Doc and sell it over there, right? I don't need huge volume. Even with just mid-ticket, even if they don't buy your high ticket, with 5 to 8 sales a month, you can make still a couple of thousands of dollars. And I know many coaches are not even making 2 to, let's say, 4, 5K even, let's say 4K. You can just make by selling mid-ticket with just a Google Doc. And that is crazy good news, and without big audience and without having to jump on a call. So it's like check, win, no wonder why I like it. But I think there is one piece of math that you will really appreciate once you understand this. And I wasn't aware of this for a long time, but when I look back, so I've been working full-time for 6 years, 2 months and 11 days. And what I've noticed is that around 80%, don't quote me on this, could be more, could be a bit less, but approximately 80% of my high-ticket buyers who paid at least $1,000, usually more, to work with me, actually purchased some sort of mid-ticket offer before that from me. So I want you to think about it. Around 4 out of 5 people who I landed as high-ticket coaching or mentorship clients first purchased something mid-ticket. I think that alone tells you a lot, right? Even I was surprised by this, because when I went back, I was like, look at all these clients. All of them, or most of them, actually purchased something like that first. Not low ticket, not free stuff, and they didn't jump here right away. There was mid-ticket offer that built enough trust. And I want to show you also how that works. So you can view this as your high-ticket coaching, right? This is point A and point B, and this is the journey that your ideal avatar has to go through to go from point A, which is their pain points. You can list them all. What are all the problems that your ideal avatar has? And this is point B, where they want to go. So maybe in my case, it can be coaches who are stuck on $0 to $1,000 to $2,000 months, which is more like feast and famine. 1 month they land high-ticket client, they're like, oh, this is great. And then for 3 months, they don't even have leads, right? they have small audiences, they have a hard time selling high ticket offers. So all of that is point A. Point B is, okay, they're making consistent money, consistent clients, they're getting leads, etc. Now, to go from A to B, that's usually high ticket mentorship. And they need to do quite a few things together. So the way I view MeTicket, if someone purchases my mentorship for a longer term, we cover all of that. When I look at the MeTicket, I usually cover a couple of steps here and solve some like decent chunk problem. Not too big, but not also micro problem like low ticket and lead magnet. So it's something in between, right? And this does a couple of things because I don't do it in traditional way. What most people don't get, it's not just about charging a couple of $100s. Anyone, like you can go now and slap $300 price tag on some product and try to sell it and not make even money from that. And even if you do, a lot of this will not turn into high ticket clients. So it's not as easy as just the price tag. That is 5% of the equation. There are other things. It's which problems do you choose to solve? That's one of the big ones. How do you present it, package it, and position it? That's a second P, right? That's also really important. But also, I think a lot of money comes in the delivery, which is how do you structure MeTicket offer? Like you can sell a course potentially for $200-300, but doesn't mean people will buy your high ticket later. So what I do is I actually get like clients. They're not high ticket clients, but even with MeTicket, I do work with them, and it's often one-on-one, not even group. It's one-on-one. And if you're like, wait, you're working one-on-one for a couple of $100s? Yes, because about 40% of these people later keep working with me in some way, shape, or form, either in high ticket or mid-ticket, or multiple times they continue. Sometimes they buy some done-for-you stuff as well. So once I bring them into the mid-ticket, yes, I do more work up front, but that's kind of the point. Because for someone to buy high ticket, they need to be sold on your vehicle, on your way of getting them where they want to go, right? So there are many ways to get the desired outcome, right? Which is their point B, whether you're in health, in wealth, like there are so many methods. So they need to be sold on your method, or your vehicle as I like to call it. They need to be sold on you, right? Can you get them there? They need to trust that they can do it themselves. You need to build some kind of value/solve problem for them. And the thing is, the way I organize my MeTicket products is to check all 4 of these boxes. And this is why I get so many later high ticket clients, because I check these boxes. First, they're sold on a vehicle. They work with me for a couple of weeks, for a month, and they're sold on my way of doing things. They're sold on me because I try to actively help them. There is trust because, again, like once you work with someone, you try to solve their problem, you give them tips, and they are working your way, there is trust. And there is value because, again, if you solve someone's problem that you said you would, they will get value and they will trust, and the next yes is much easier. So it's infinitely easier to get yes to high ticket after you check these 4 boxes than going from 0 to yes, hey, get married with me. So you can view this as like years in dating, like all the dates you have with them, buying them presents, helping them out, all of these things, like traveling together before you get the ring out and ask them to marry you. And that's the difference to like just pitching them high ticket to checking these boxes and then pitching them high ticket. And again, I close high ticket now without jumping on sales calls, right? And it happens with this method. You have trouble selling your high ticket coaching, you probably don't even need to change the offer right now, the content, anything else. You just introduce the MeTicket offer that checks these 4 boxes out, right? Again, it's not just about the price. You need to have all of these things working together in order to make it work economically. And again, you can sell it just with a Google Doc. Now there is also knowledge in that, like how do you put together a Google Doc that will get stranger to go from, oh, I don't know you, or I don't know you that well, to like, yeah, this sounds good, let me pay you a couple of $100s. There are skills. I'm not saying, again, you bump the price and you will make magic money. There are still skills and things to do, but it's, for me at least, infinitely easier, and this has been working like a charm. By the way, if you're wondering, like, how do you create MeTicket offer, what do you do? I have a short doc written out on how this works, how I set it up. It's free. There is not even an opt-in needed. It's in a Google Doc. Just check the first link below. So if you just introduce this one thing, and again, you don't need to teach something new. It's probably just part of your coaching anyways. You just pull it out, position it well, structure it well, deliver it well, and you will start signing more high-ticket clients with it. Alright, there you have it, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I'm beyond sure you will like this one where I cover why your content might not be converting the way you want it to. So check that one out, and I'll see you over there.